Welcome to the Board of Selectmen meeting for December 18, 2018. Alan is away on vacation, and we hope he's having a great time, and I will chair the meeting tonight, and I would like to have a clerk pro tem, please.
We'll do it.
I move Peter as clerk pro tem.
And I'll second out of necessity.
Yep.
And Peter? You okay? Are all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? It's unanimous. Okay. Can I have a roll call, please?
Yes, present are Selectman Bruce, Chairman Pro Tem Tropiano, Clerk Pro Tem Titlebaum, and the Town Administrator.
All right. Roll call. Pledge of Allegiance. Rose, can you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Very nice, thank you.
I think that's the first time we've had somebody with a crown lead us in the pledge.
All right, next up, announcements. Mary?
I have none.
Okay, Peter?
Yeah, join the 2020 U.S. Census team. Apply online, 2020census.gov/jobs, or call 1-855-JOB-2020. The Federal Relay Service, I guess, is part of this, provides telecommunication services to allow individuals who are deaf, hard of hearing, or have speech disabilities conduct official business with the federal government. Field supervisors, $21 an hour. Field operations, $19 an hour. Office supervisor, $19.50, and office clerk, $15 an hour. So the census needs you. And I don't know that there's anything else.
I think that's it. All right, next up would be, let's do citizens' comments. Anybody here to speak to us this evening? Seeing none, we'll move on. Board comments. Mary?
No.
Peter?
None.
And I don't have anything to this evening
Oh,
either.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Oh,
This
that's
will be the
true.
last meeting until next year.
That's right, it will be. Good point. All right, appointments.
Yeah, we have one for the, let me see your agenda, because I didn't grab one here. We have one for the Council on Aging.
Yep.
For a Janet V. Wilson. Come on up. We have a Janet Wilson, too.
That's why I put the V in there.
Aha,
That's good.
how are you? Do you want to tell us anything about yourself?
I've never done anything like this before. I met Sharon and she encouraged me to join. When I was a nurse, I liked to work with the seniors. And we're only at one. So I also like to serve, and I figured I could serve with the Council on Aging. I could make some friends. I could help people enjoy the Council on Aging and have some fun myself. So,
Awesome. Thank you so much for serving. Could I have a motion, please?
Yes, I move that the Board of Selectmen appoint Janet V. Wilson, 10A Fairing Hill Road, West Wareham, as a member to the Council on Aging Board of Directors for a term to expire no later than June 30th, 2022.
I do hear a second. Second from Mary. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, it's unanimous. Thank you so much. We greatly appreciate you.
Yep, you can pick up this tomorrow in the Selectman's office and then go down to the town clerk and get sworn in.
All right, so now we have a presentation.
Thank you.
I'm going to let
Thank
you
you.
read this, Peter, because it's long.
Well, actually, let's have Rose Berry come on up here, front and center.
Yeah, we want to go right over there because he can
Yep.
get better pictures, okay? But read it first.
I'll read it first.
Yep. And then we're going to go right over that area because the camera works better over there.
Yep. Okay, Board of Selectmen, Wareham, Massachusetts awards this certificate of recognition to Rose Berry. Whereas, for a dozen years, Rose Berry served as the Vice President of Eastern Bank and as the manager of the Wareham Village Eastern Bank branch at 226 Main Street. Whereas, during her time in Wareham, Rose Berry became an integral part of the Wareham community through her service as a member of the Turning Point Board of Directors and raised thousands of dollars to support Turning Point's mission of assisting those in need. Whereas Rose Berry also served on the Wareham Village Association Board and was responsible for planning and executing many events in that role. whereas Roseberry still serves on the Tremont Nail Advisory Group and is an integral part of the use and event planning for the Tremont Nail Factory property. Whereas Roseberry worked tirelessly as part of the effort to bring the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Moving Wall to Wareham, and whereas Roseberry truly exemplifies the meaning of the word community in the term community banking, as you retire as Vice President of Eastern Bank, we, the Town of Wareham Board of Selectmen, wish you continued good health and success in your future endeavors. Presented this 18th day of December 2018. Alan H. Slavin, Chairman, Patrick G. Tropiano, Clerk, Peter W. Teitelbaum, Anthony R. Scarziotti, Mary Bruce. Congratulations.
We're gonna come right over there and take pictures, okay? Here we go.
Looking good. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, I got the crown.
Patrick's for one night only now.
That's right, for one night only.
The chairman for one night only, no crown.
All right. We still got a little time before the hearing, so we'll go to presentation by Woods Hole Group. Is that gonna take very long?
She's not here, so it's going to be taking a little bit longer.
All right, so for now, we're gonna pass it over until hopefully they'll show up. Discussion on possible Springtown meeting warrant articles. Does anybody have anything to add to that, our discussion?
You know, I actually thought of something today and it just flew out of my head.
Okay, I think we're kind of moving along on it. I think we had some good ideas, and I think we're kind of moving towards that.
Yeah, I think it's almost time that we get a grid going, just so that we track what we think about. I mean, we don't have to vote on anything just yet, but what do you think?
Yeah,
Let's get in the annualized format, the ones that come each and every year.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
get those on there, and then we can sort of fill in as space fillers, the ones
yeah,
we
that
talked about. Like-
sometimes makes you think, and you kind of,
Well, I mean, we talked about coming back to that section 530 that the Director of Inspectional Services wanted, the signed bylaw amendments,
Yeah.
all, so,
we got to deal with those,
yeah.
especially, because those got passed over the last time, and we've got to really deal with them.
Yep.
All right, we'll move on to discussion of revenue sharing with the school. I put this on for you, Peter, because, there's been something that's been talked about for a long time, and I know Derek has been really interested in having this happen. And I thought maybe that if we brought up the discussion, and as you did when we discussed it, that maybe this might lead it to becoming a reality, and saving us all a lot of problems when it comes to budget time.
Yeah, clearly, we know that there's always scant resources, so over the last, since I've been here, and I know for many years beforehand, it's not been what you need, it's what's available.
Right.
So we seem to go through a lengthy process for not, and what I've seen from my own department heads, it's almost when we ask them, what if money was no object, what would you want? At some point, it's deflating and almost a waste of their time to go through that each and every time. We know when they've got some ideas and some things set aside if money's ever available, but, just seeing too what happened with the school departments, I'm assuming that's, probably pretty demoralizing for the principals to go through, give this whole big plan on what they really need and want for the kids, and then it gets brought forward, but the funds aren't there. So why are we going through that rigmarole, if you will? We had the Department of Revenue as part of when they did our financial overview. They had created a document for our for revenue sharing agreement. Ever since that's been done, I've brought it forward and shown what it would be. And I guess at the last budget hearing, it seemed to be news to some of the committee members. I don't know how that is, but maybe I don't make a good lasting impression because we bring it up every budget season.
They're blocking.
So, all honesty, we can bring it forward. If we want to set an article and to do it or whatever, have a meeting on it, I'm
Maybe-
fine.
Maybe it becomes an article, and we put it on and see if we can get it to go. You know, one of the interesting things is, Derek, I can remember, and I don't think it was this last budget, but the budget cycle before that, when some extra money showed up, and you had no problem with saying, yep, okay, I'm gonna just split it, and that's that. And, you know, it seems to be your, you know, you're very fair, in my opinion, and I think we need to impress upon them that this is fair to them and fair to us and fair to everybody. And, you know, I'm gonna be over there for some of their meetings now coming up with
The MSP.
the unions and so on, and I'll bring that over to them and have some, see if we can get some conversation going.
Yeah, and look, I understand that the superintendent worked hard and changed around some of the items and really put together a good plan. So I appreciate all her work and, hard work and effort. But I also think it's taxing on the residents to hear each and every year there's this giant deficit, and somehow at the end, you keep on going. Well, it's...
Yeah, it makes them not believe us, too. We're unbelievable, you know what I mean? Although, look, there's no question we're cutting stuff in order to make all this work sometimes. But, we have to be believable.
Yeah.
And if all of a sudden we throw up the white flag and say, hey, we got nothing, and then we turn around and we just fix it, and they don't know anything about it, because most of them don't, they think, well, there goes another, they threw up a bomb and then nothing happened. And it hurts us when we need to get things done.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
okay,
I think going forward, we should just keep at this.
okay. All right, next up is, let's have the hearing, okay? Hearing at 7:15 on the application from Stone Path Malt LLC, 11 Kendrick Road, Wareham, for a public amusement license for live entertainment under provisions of Chapter 140 of the Massachusetts General Laws. Anybody here from the Stone Path? Could you come up, sir, and introduce yourself?
Mark St. Jean.
You gotta do it in the microphone, because they won't hear you at home. We'll hear you here, but they won't hear you at home.
Sure. Mark St. Jean, Stone Path Malt.
How you doing? Okay,
Fine, thank you.
I move, can you move, we open the hearing?
Yeah. So moved.
All right,
Second.
okay.
Roll call.
All in favor, roll call.
Yes.
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 Yes, okay, well, hearing is open. All right, so you want to have entertainment. What kind of entertainment? Why don't you tell us what you're going to do?
We've been open, the tap room's been open for a couple of months now, and we've been listening to people come in and give recommendations, and a lot of people have come in and said, you should really do some live entertainment on a Friday or Saturday night. And after consideration, we said, okay, that'd be interesting. We're not interested in having huge bands and staying open till all hours of the night. Our hours are very reasonable. We're applying for a full-time license now, and we're pretty much open till 8, 9 o'clock at night, and then we're dispersing our people. So that's kind of what we're looking to do. On a Saturday, we're open, our hours 1 to 8, 1 to 9, and 5 to 8, having someone come in and play some live music. I think would be a nice addition to what we're trying to do down there.
Okay, questions? Tony? Mary?
I have no questions.
Peter?
No questions. I've actually been to 2 of their events there on Friday afternoons when they've had the oyster companies in, and they're well-run. It's a good crowd. I don't see any problem with this whatsoever.
Okay, one of the issues that we always have with these liquor licenses and your kind of thing, and we've kind of made an exception, which I think has been a good one for us, is that, you have to serve food and all that kind of stuff. And, but I think that you've done a very good job over there from what I've seen. We haven't had any problems or complaints or anything, and I've only heard good stuff. So, in keeping with that, I don't see a problem with it either. So if anybody has any other questions or anything like that, then I'll move, have somebody move to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second?
Okay, roll call, Tony,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Peter?
Yes.
Patrick, yes. Okay, what's your pleasure?
I'll move to grant Stone Path Malt LLC of 11 Kendrick Road, Wareham, Mass., a live entertainment license. The operating hours for entertainment, 1 PM to 9 PM on Saturday and 4 PM till 9 PM on Fridays only.
Okay, do I hear a
Second.
second? Second by Tony. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, it's unanimous. 400.
Yep.
Thank you so very much, and I hope you have a good time with this.
Yeah, I just want to add, and I've reiterated this before, I think the town has been great in working with us to accommodate what we're trying to do here, and I think we're on a good trend and a good path, and bringing some value to the town, and for anyone who's here, Thursday night, we're having a little Christmas party for our customers, and we're donating $1 for every pour we do to Damien's Food Bank. So come in, bring some non-perishable items, and you know, we're glad to be part of the community. So I want to thank you for that.
What do you have upcoming after the holidays? Anything?
We're trying to figure out our schedule right now.
Yeah.
It's interesting, we're starting to get the bridal shower information, people that are interested in doing some events, and
Any coronations?
so it's very interesting how this is kind of morphed into what we're seeing, and the town has been really supportive, the people in town have been supportive, and the surrounding community, so it's good. And the whole manufacturing aspect of our business is starting to take on now, and so it's all positive. So I appreciate the town's support.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you and good luck.
Very happy
Thank
you're
you.
here, so thank you.
Thank you.
All right, any other town business not reasonably anticipated last 48 hours? Anyone?
No, sir.
Okay, we'll move town administrators report, please.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
You've been that busy, huh?
Somebody wants to go home.
Okay, liaison reports. Tony,
Nope.
Mary,
Nope.
Peter.
Gonna have some fun stuff in the redevelopment authority when we get back.
Okay, and I'm gonna forgo it tonight too, so we can move on. The consent agenda, please.
Yeah, we have some minutes. We've got the minutes from November 20th, 2018. Everybody was here who mattered. You weren't, Derek. So we have a motion. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of November 20th, 2018.
Do I hear a second? Second by Tony. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, it's unanimous, 400.
All right, next up, we have the minutes of December 11th, 2018. We were all here. Tony arrived at 7:17, but I don't think that really matters. I don't think we did any decision-making before then.
Do I hear a second?
Second?
Seconded by Tony. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstaining, it's unanimous, 400.
Yep.
All right, thank you. All right, there's nothing else on the agenda tonight.
I actually do have a couple of comments,
I'm
and
going to just do the same thing, but go ahead.
yeah, this relates to the Verilife marijuana retail opening on Friday. We know it's going to happen. We know it's going forward. We know it starts. They're going to be open from 10 till 7. I want to thank Chief John Walczak, as well as Lieutenant John Gerard and Lieutenant Walter Correa and other members of the Wareham Police Department for all the work they put in on the plan. Our chief traveled to the town of Leicester to see what they were going through, met with their police chief. He's been in contact with the police chief in Northampton, and they did all of this, and lieutenants as well were in contact with those authorities. And they did all this in preparation to come up with a plan so that we could avoid some of the issues those towns had on their first few days of selling recreational marijuana. And they really worked hard. They did a great job of explaining at the press conference on Friday in front of the Verilife facility that was captured by the local TV stations of what people need to do. And to reiterate, they need to go to the Waterwiz parking lot. Nobody can go directly to the establishment itself and expect to buy marijuana or marijuana products. You're going to have to go to the Waterwiz parking lot. At that point, you'll be queued up in a line. You're going to have to register online with Verilife and actually make your menu selection of whatever it is you want to buy. Then you'll be shuttled to the shop. You'll get off the shuttle. You'll go in. You'll do the transaction. Remember, this is a cash business. MasterCard and Visa aren't accepted. And then you'll be shuttled back. We hope that while you're down there, you'll spend some time in our shopping district down in the Wareham Village. We've got a couple of nice shops down there. We've got some restaurants down there. You know, take your time, walk around, see what's going on. But this is something new and different for the town, but I think it's really just a further step in the process of normalization of marijuana in the whole legalization process. You know, this is something that's, you know, for those of us who grew up in the 60s and 70s, has been around for 40 or 50 years. It's not really such a big deal to us. The legalization of it kind of is, though, because what was always a criminal activity no longer is. And now you're going to be able to buy it from places where the product itself is heavily inspected, has to be certified. You can't use very much by way of pesticides on it and everything else. So it's an interesting time for the town. We're going to be the fourth facility, I think, or tied for fourth anyway, with East Hampton. I think they're opening Friday as well in the whole state. We're going to be the second town in the eastern part of the state to have a place. And, you know, it's a very interesting time for the town. And I would like to reiterate my congratulations and thanks to the police for taking this so seriously and coming up with what I think is a pretty workable plan.
Yeah, the other thing is, just like, I want to reiterate what Peter was saying wholeheartedly, and I hope the press will put this down. No one can park in, near, or around the facility in any manner, shape, or form. So don't think you're going to park down the street and walk over to the facility or any of that stuff. Isn't going to happen. Main Street is not going to be clogged, not going to be blocked. It's going to be kept clear. So keep that in mind. You must go to the Waterwiz. You must get your thing down there before you can go to the facility. It's just as simple as that. Okay, does anybody else have anything they want to say this evening? Then I will entertain a motion to adjourn. You have something you want to say? Hold on.
And it's got the Woods Hole group.
He's not on the agenda. Come on up.
Thanks, Ken Buckland, Director of Planning and Community Development.
Oh, yeah.
I'm representing the Woods Hole Group since they're not here.
Oh, you're going to do that. Okay, I thought we were just going to move on without them, but okay.
Since they're not here, I think, well, we should move ahead and, since
Okay.
the interest of time and get this
Okay.
done.
Don't let them bill for the travel for this meeting, okay?
Well, this is the second part of the municipal vulnerability program that the state has allowed for the town to plan for the eventual storm events that come in and the erosion of safety on the coastline of the town. We have a $65,000 grant that's been issued by the state to look at, in this case, town facilities and town properties, and look at how they're vulnerable to storm events and how we might be able to better protect them. And the purpose of the study is for Woods Hole Group to come down and map out all our facilities, all our properties, determine what the risks are and associated with the properties, such as what is the first floor elevation of this building in relation to the floodplain, the coastal flooding event that occurs in this area, and make a determination as to how we might approach the protection of these facilities and how we might armor them against the change of events.
Very nice.
So
5,000, that's a lot of money.
It is. We have a lot of property, though.
Yeah, we do.
And there is right now, I think it's a 4-page list of properties in small font as to what we have at risk in the coastal area. And the purpose of this event here, the item on the agenda, was to put out the call to the town to respond with information or ideas that they have on the protection of town facilities, and to look at what we might do to consider as the list. If there are some facilities that are missing, if there are some that are not considered. What we'd like to have eventually is what Guy Campina has done for the wastewater treatment system, is come up with a definitive plan that shows how those sewage pumping stations and the wastewater facilities relate to the coastal flooding events, and how we can respond in an event with ways to continue the infrastructure support to the community while the storm event has come and gone. And we'd like to have that for the remainder of our facilities as well.
Did we get a copy of the list? I didn't
No,
see
we
one.
we can send you one.
Send us a copy so we could look it over. You never know, we might see something that's got missed. And we could do that for you, for sure.
It's got to be posted somewhere too, if you want people's input. to
Yeah,
Add
and-
to it.
Yeah, you want people, you want general residents to weigh in on this?
Well, I want them to weigh in on on generally the direction we should be taking in terms of protection of these.
Okay.
What the critical facilities are and what level of protection people might want to approach to preserve the infrastructure.
So that's a press thing. Press thing.
Press release for sure.
Ding, 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 press. I see they're on it, so that's good. So they can get us some help from residents that might be interested. You know, it's amazing sometimes that people, all of a sudden you find out, you don't realize who's actually listening, and then all of a sudden you get the calls, and they say, yeah, I got an idea, or whatever. So it's because of you guys that it happens, so we appreciate it when you do it.
Good.
Now, the
Well,
Woods Hole Group did
Anything
have a
else?
presentation, I assume?
Yeah, Woods Hole Group has a presentation. I think what we'll do is we'll put it online
Yeah.
and send it around to the board members so that
They
people can
come
get a
back in
chance to review
January
it.
if they want.
We're on a tight time frame. We may consolidate a little bit of the work to advance it. We have to be done by June 30, deadline, absolute.
Well, I mean, if they want to give the presentation, they're welcome. I'm sure Alan will put them on in January.
Yeah.
Right, the next meeting probably, if they want.
Right.
If they
I think
miss
Would be
this
the
one.
8th.
There's obviously a reason why they missed tonight. I mean, they didn't plan on missing it, something came up.
Right.
I think for the process, we may need to count this as a meeting.
I think so. I'd like to.
Oh, as
that's
far as
me.
the process goes,
Yeah.
that's fine too.
Yep.
Was there anything else we can do for you?
I think you've done everything you possibly can at this point.
Look, good answer to a loaded question, Ken.
Good answer. Okay, then.
Yeah, we came, we sat, we listened.
Well, thank you.
Right.
I think what you can do is ask
My
for
easy button.
the greater participation from the departments. We had a pretty good turnout the last working meeting with the Woods Hole Group, but I'd like to have, including the school department, to be participating in this process.
Did you hear that, Derek? Yes. Okay, see, there you go. We took care of that. All set.
All right,
What else?
that'll do it for now.
All right, thank you for bringing it up. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks so
Merry
much.
Christmas.
You pinch hit well.
Yes, you did a nice job. You didn't have any show and tell, but you did all right.
Yeah.
Next time, we'll go to the sides.
There you go.
Here you go. Thanks, Ken.
All right, Ken, thank you so much.
Now we can have that. motion.
Now, does anybody else have anything else they want to add to this meeting tonight? All right, then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, but we'll get to that. Go ahead.
She can make it. She already
Oh.
started.
I make a motion we adjourn.
Second?
Second.
Seconded by Tony. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? It's unanimous. Thank you, and Happy New Year, and Merry Christmas to all.